All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Peyton Helm. It's nice to see you. We've got a banger of a video for you today. We're going to be diving into how to hit consistent 100K months as an online coach. It's going to be a bit of a longer video, right? So there's a lot to dive in here, and I want to make sure that you understand, you pay attention, you know how we do things, because we do things very different than a lot of other people do in the coaching industry. So this is going to be for you if you're at, number one, you have a proven offer, right? Ideally, you also have some case studies, but you're already at like that 5K a month minimum, all the way to like $50,000 a month or more, and you're wanting to get to 100K months or potentially scale beyond that. That's what we're going to be chatting about in this video. So now you're here from one of two places, right? You either came from an ad or you came from my YouTube. And if you came here from an ad, you're probably on this page. So I just wanted to get this like clear from the get-go. We do have a coaching program where we help coaches scale to consistent 100K months and more. We have coaches doing way more than that. Obviously, this video is going to be diving into a lot, right? We're going to cover a whole lot of stuff like who I am, proof, why you're stuck right now. We're going to dive in my entire client acquisition process. It's going to be a full training video, right? It's going to be amazing. But some of you just want to hire somebody to help you scale with a consistent and proven client acquisition system, okay? And if that's you and you don't really care to watch this entire video, I want to recommend that you hit this little apply for a sudden button, you fill out our application, and you book a call. What that's going to do is we are going to send you our program breakdown, which dives into everything that we do. And we do a lot, by the way. We're also going to chat a little bit about it in this video later on. But if you are just like, hey, I don't need to watch this full video, I just want to like know what you do and I want to know how you can help me scale. Again, if you're a high ticket online coach at 5 to 50K a month, then fill out this application and we'll send it to you. Now, I will say for all you funnel hackers out there, listen, I respect it. I get the game. You can't funnel hack this, right? We are literally going to manually send you the info. So if you fill out a bunch of fake information in here, it's not going to do anything, right? If you book a fake call, it's not going to do anything. So don't waste your time, okay? Just wanted to get that out there. Only apply if you're serious, and this is also not for beginners. You have to have a proven offer, ideally with case studies. You need to be making somewhere between 5 and 50K a month, all right? So also, that goes along for this video. If you're not at that level, this video is not going to help you. All right, this is going to be a fucking waste of time for you. You need to go and get some fucking beta students and like some case studies and stuff first before you even think about scaling with meta ads and everything that we're going to be talking about in this video. So don't even waste your time, okay? Go watch something else. All right, what we're going to cover in this video, how I went from stuck at 10K a month to making $2.5 million in 18 months. I'll show you proof of that. We're going to dive into my ads, my funnels, and my operations. So you'll actually know like how we did this and how I'm doing this now with a new coaching program. We're going to dive into obviously how we're helping coaches scale to 100K months, why most coaches never hit that level. So we're going to dive into a few things that you might be doing wrong that's helping you or hindering you from scaling. We're going to do a whole breakdown of my coaching program, Ascend. Again, you can skip there. There are video chapters down below if you want to skip around. And this is going to be actually valuable and not just a fucking fluff piece VSL. This is going to be a true training because I want to give you everything so you actually know what the fuck we do before you apply and book a call, right? Like I want you to be fully, learned, taught. Like you have to understand everything before you dive into, potentially joining another coaching program. So I'm sure you've joined others. Okay. And a lot of others are just make you book a call. They don't give you any fucking information. And then you're like, hey, what do you do? And they're like shady about it. We don't operate like that. We are full transparency up front. Okay. Now, this is for coaches who have what I call revenue paralysis, which means you are stuck at whatever revenue range that you're at and you can't scale, okay? Again, experienced online coaches and consultants in any niche, okay? Even agency owners, like, I know, you guys are cool. You can join here too. Stuck at 5 to 50K a month. And this is, everybody's different here, but like a lot of you from what I've seen, you're working like 60 plus hour work weeks. You're dealing with a ton of stress, pressure, and overwhelm because you're not scaling and you're working really, really hard. Maybe you've tried other $10,000 coaching programs that are absolute fucking shit. You've hired agencies and they suck because they usually do suck. You've tried different ad strategies like follower ads, DM ads, VSL ads, whatever. Nothing's fucking working. You've tried a bunch of different funnels. Like every fucking coach right now is saying, run this new funnel. This new funnel is amazing. And it's all literally just all the same shit. But maybe you've tried like low ticket. You've tried webinars. You've tried VSL funnels. Maybe you've tried like follower funnels, DM funnels. Just nothing's working, right? You just can't figure out what's going on. You're jumping between strategies and you can't figure out like what's actually going to take you to 100K months. You're trying organic content. Some people do really well with organic content, but maybe like you're not if you're watching this. But anyway, like nothing is scaling. You're not really sure what the problem is. That's what this video is going to help you solve. And that's what we solve inside of Ascend as well. So who I am, or who am I, and actually give you some fucking proof so you know that I'm actually worth a shit from what I'm telling you. So I grew a multi-million-dollar meta ads coaching program helping high ticket business owners in a different niche than the coaching industry. But I've helped all kinds of different niches as well, as long as they are actual high ticket business owners that market online. So we focus on digital marketing. And I've helped them with the exact same things that I'm now helping coaches with. Okay. We've got about 60 members in Ascend so far. Ascend is still fairly new. That's why I'm making a bunch of content like this. But you know, we're niche down to coaches now, but I've had consistent $100,000 months for 18 months straight at a 9x return on ad spend. And I'll show you proof of our current month here in a second. It's actually way better with Ascend. I've worked with over 600 clients for the last 5 years. We have a 98% average client success rate with a client average ROAS of 15x. Okay, and see proof for proof, right? Obviously, if you're on this page, you'll be able to scroll down. You'll be able to see a bunch of our wins right here. Like Bailey got a car. Dan hit like 70K in literally a month after, like literally only made like 8K the previous month. He actually has a video testimonial right down here. We've got a ton of 100K a month case studies right here, all kinds of stuff, right? And again, these are coaches and other clients from different industries that I've helped, because this stuff goes beyond just the coaching industry. And I actually just want to show you my current month right now. We just had a sale come through right before I filmed this, which is great. So we're at $80,000 exactly to the penny this month, which is actually kind of weird. But we're 20 days in the month, right? So we're probably going to end the month around 100, which, by the way, this is our first month fully launching Ascend. First month, right? Last month, you can't see it here, but I did like 8K because I wasn't really scaling Ascend. We were trying to get everything on the front end done. We've got a bunch of beta clients we've been working with. Like I said, before this month, we had about 50, I think, or maybe a little bit less, but we're working with beta clients. We're getting case studies. We know this shit is actually fucking working. First month, $80,000. And this is the coolest part. Look at this. $4,374. So just under a 20x return on investment, right? Which is absolutely fucking bananas. And again, you know, proof of this, right? You can see 59 members right here inside of Ascend. This is our program. So you can actually see I'm not full of shit. And you can see I've got 600 posted case studies on my Instagram. Peyton Helm, go and you could literally scroll through all of these. All of these people are full names. You could literally message any of these people. These are the ones specifically from Ascend as well. Again, newer program, but again, you can message any of these people, right? This is amazing. What we're doing here is absolutely incredible. And you're going to learn proprietary ad strategies, funnel strategies, and just in general, client acquisition strategies in this video that nobody else teaches, because I've created strategies and I've coined strategies, and we've done strategies in a very unique and specific way that you can't just fucking go on YouTube and watch, because nobody else teaches stuff like this. So just wanted to throw that out there. And obviously, like, too, you can see my photos. I've traveled all over the world. My wife and I got married in Lake Como, Italy. I drive one of my dream cars. Yeah, it's great. I bought my wife this SUV with literal cash for her birthday. So yeah, like we live a great life and all that stuff. But you know, the biggest thing here, like I will say, I was stuck at 10K a month for a long time. And what I really learned was how to have a consistent and automated client acquisition system that worked even when I didn't want to work, so I could take time off. I usually only work like 10 to 20 hours a week when we're at scale. I'm working a little bit more right now because we're launching a program, but in general, at scale, I don't work a lot because I had a team behind me. It's a lean team, high profit team. We'll talk about that. But it was absolutely incredible. Yeah, love this. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into why you're stuck and why it's not your fault. And I just want to say like one thing too before we start. You know, obviously we're talking a lot about income right now. There are no income claims here. They're full disclaimer. Like, I cannot promise you are going to make money, because nobody can. Everything that you do in business is a risk. And with Ascend and everything that I'm going to give you also in this video, you know, we give you the knowledge, the tools, and the guidance to help build a client acquisition system, but the results will depend on your offer, your niche, and the work that you put in. So I cannot guarantee specific income numbers. Point blank, I don't know who you are. You could do the work. You could not do the work. I don't know what kind of offer you have. I can't say for sure you're going to hit 100K months, because I have no fucking clue if you're going to apply this stuff the way that we teach, or if you're going to do it worse or better. No idea. So just wanted to throw that out there. No income claims here. You cannot sue me. So why you're stuck and why it's not your fault. Here's what's keeping you stuck at 5 to 50K a month from what I've seen, helping, again, hundreds of high ticket business owners and now several dozen coaches. Your branding is non-existent, okay? Think about the brand that we've got right here, right? This is unique. This is a breath of fresh air. This is not a regular fucking go high level funnel that every other fucking coach is teaching or some stupid fucking Instagram profile that every other coach is teaching. But your branding is non-existent. You sound like every other coach in your space, and your clients have no reason to choose you over the competition, because why would they? You are not different at all. Maybe you're not offering anything, unique and revolutionary and specific, right? They can just go on YouTube and learn everything that you're teaching, right? And you might be telling me like, no, that's not true. And you might be right, but you also might be wrong, right? Because your branding is non-existent. That's one of the biggest things I see that keeps people stuck lower level. Obviously, we have a problem solution offer in the coaching space. So what really matters is the solution that you give people, but branding is also important, because without it, you're going to blend in with everybody else. You're going to be in a red ocean. You want to create a blue ocean, right? You know that book, or that analogy there. So anyway, that's number one. Number two, which kind of goes in line with number one, is your messaging is off. And usually this presents itself when you're attracting totally the wrong types of clients or a fuck ton of brokies. We actually did this too in Ascend. One of the mistakes that we made over the first few weeks of launch is we leaned in really, really heavily with like a VSL call funnel, and that actually got us a lot of funnel hackers. We made a fuck ton of money, but like it got us a lot of funnel hackers. So now we're going back to a little bit of a different messaging. So this is part of messaging testing when you're launching a new offer. But even if you have a current offer, what is your messaging doing for your branding or for your clients that are coming to you? Are you attracting the right types of clients, or are you attracting the wrong types of clients? Do all your clients need payment plans? Do all your clients take fucking 5 weeks to close? Do they ask a fuckload of questions? Are they broke? Are they not even wanting what you offer in the first place? That is all messaging. Okay. That's a huge thing that we focus on inside of Ascend, is making sure your messaging is actually attracting good people that can pay what you want to charge. That's huge, right? Especially if you're charging several $1,000s, or even like we have a guy in Ascend who's charging $25,000. We need to make sure that he's getting the right types of clients. Okay, that's super, super important, right? One of the most important things that we cover. Okay, number three, you're strategy hopping, which this will kill you. If you're a coach, you're constantly trying new strategies, buying new programs, trying different funnels. You're overworking yourself, trying to figure out what's wrong. And you're following what every other fucking coach in the space does. Coach who coaches coaches. He's like, try this new funnel, run this low ticket, do this webinar, run this, do that. And you're like, I don't know what to fucking do. I just want somebody to actually tell me what the hell to do. That's what we do inside of Ascend, by the way, right? And you'll learn that here in a minute. You'll learn what's best for you to scale. Okay, because there's not one fucking best funnel out there. They all work, but knowing what's going to work best for you is what we focus on inside of Ascend. Okay. Number four, this is a huge one. AI isn't helping. You talk to ChatGPT or Claude more than your family, and yet you still can't figure out what the fuck to do. How many times have you messaged Gemini, fucking Claude, ChatGPT, even if you have other AIs from other coaches? How many times have you messaged them and you're like, hey, I need to solve this, and they tell you to do something and you try it, doesn't work. And then you're like, hey, it didn't work. And they're like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have done that. Because these AIs are here to please you, not give you business advice. Okay. Now, if you have a coach AI like we do that actually isn't going to give you fluff and tell you what to do, that's different. But if you're just using like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever, like Gemini, whatever it is, it's there to serve you and make you happy. And yes, it can help with ideas, but if you're trying to run your entire business just using AI, you are going to drive yourself into the ground. Trust me, I've tried it. It's not great. All right. And then number five, you can't scale because everything runs through you. If you disappear for a week, your business would collapse. Maybe you're doing one-on-one coaching and you can't figure out how to get yourself out of there. Maybe you are responsible for posting all your content on Instagram. You're grinding every day. You're the one doing sales calls. You're doing all this stuff where you can't take a break from your business because it would literally not make you any money. Versus people like me and my business partner and the coaches that I teach. We can take, literally, I went driving in the mountains on a weekday a couple weeks ago with one of my clients who's inside of Ascend. We have our BMWs, right? Jordan, right? We went driving on a weekday all day. I didn't work a single day. And I'm pretty sure we closed like 2 sales on that day, which in our space, I think it was like either $10,000 or $15,000. And I didn't do it. I was just driving, having fun. Because I don't have to be working all day, every single day to make money. And that's what I want from you too. Here's the most important thing. Coaches who scale aren't working harder than you. They're just doing more of the right things. Okay. To scale a coaching business, you have to do more things, but you have to do more of the right things. So what we do inside of Ascend is we help you do the right things so you can do more of them. And when you do more of them, then you can now suddenly outsource a lot of those right things or automate a lot of those right things, which we'll talk about. So that way you can scale 100K months, 500K months, $1 million months even. There are people who do it, right? And you can only work 10, 20 hours, 30 hours, 40 hours a week if that's what you want. You can work whenever you want. That's what it's really like to build a lean, high profit coaching program. And that's what I want you to do too. But first, we have to make sure your client acquisition system is nailed down. And that's what we do inside of Ascend. What we're going to cover right now is my entire client acquisition process from A to Z. Okay. You're going to see literally everything. The only thing I'm not going to show specifically are my actual ads. And that's only because I'm running so fucking many of them that it would just confuse you. And you don't have to run that many. But also you probably came here from an ad, so you've seen my ads. So literally just go back to Instagram when you're done watching this. If especially, if you're going to book a call first. But then if you're not, go back to Instagram, whatever, and you'll see my ads. You'll see what's working and what's not. Obviously I could show you, but by the time I show you, it might not be working. It might be a new ad that's working better. So if you want to see my ads, look at them on Instagram. That's all I gotta say. So anyway, what we're gonna cover, a few things: my ad strategies, my funnels that we run, our organic strategy, the whole back end too. So the whole, what the VSL looks like, what the confirmation page is, what our calls look like, our enrollment calls, not sales calls, and then what our fulfillment looks like. So you can actually get an idea of how to get clients in automatically, without working a lot, right? Take not sales calls, but more so enrollment calls. We'll tell you the difference here in a second. And then how to fulfill these clients at scale so you're not working 80-hour weeks. Number one, let's start with our ad strategies because that's where everything begins, okay? And again, this might be a little overwhelming. I'm gonna try to break it down as soon as I can, or as easy as I can. So we have 4 main ad strategies. And again, I've created a couple of these, and some of these are specific tweaks that we run based off of other popular strategies in the whole kind of ad ecosystem. And I'll tell you which ones. So Gravity, Qualifier, Kinetic, and Omni. These are our 4 ad strategies that we run. And I name them because number one, the definitions are also on point, but I just love those names. They're so cool. And I love branding things. So anyway, let's start with Gravity. Gravity is one of those strategies where you don't have to run it, but you can run it if your advertising itself is really expensive. So it is a very top of funnel, content focused ad strategy. I'm not running it right now, transparently, but some of our clients are. And they get really, really good results. So that sometimes people just run Gravity only and they can make a fuck ton of money because it's a very cheap strategy. Okay. It's content focused. It's all on Instagram focused, right? It's not the stupid fucking follower and DM ads that every other coaches teach, or every other coach teaches, Jesus Christ. It is a pure, it's called Gravity because people effortlessly fall into our entire ecosystem when they see these ads. Okay. It is purely just to get a large audience very quickly and very cheaply. That's what the Gravity strategy is, but you can monetize this audience. And that's why I love it. This strategy and then the Qualifier strategy are Instagram focused. So the Qualifier is one of my favorite strategies ever. It's a newer strategy that we've been running and it's great. But the Qualifier is essentially, it is a DM focused ad, but imagine running a DM ad without actually getting all of the stupid low quality shit DMs that DM ads get you. That's the Qualifier strategy. We are not letting people touch our DMs unless they are absolute A+ ideal clients. That's what the Qualifier strategy is. So if you have a appointment setter, or if you're just really active in the DMs, the Gravity strategy and the Qualifier strategy are the most killer strategies that we teach inside of Ascend. And again, nobody teaches this like the way that we teach it. Most other coaches are going to teach you to run an engagement campaign with a DM fucking strategy and then have you send, DMs that way. But you're going to get 90% of your messages are going to be low quality shit. And it's a terrible strategy. It's also extremely inconsistent. If you're wanting to get over 100K a month, that strategy, just the DM strategy alone is not going to get you there, but the Qualifier strategy can. I love it. It's one of my favorite strategies. Okay. Now, that's Gravity and Qualifier. We also have Kinetic. Kinetic really is just my own tweak on direct response ads. So think An ad that sends people to a VSL funnel or a webinar funnel or a low ticket. It's just a very simple conversion ad that goes from A to B. That's the kinetic strategy. Now, I do things very differently than a lot of other coaches do. And again, we have an amazing success rate doing so. But that is not a strategy I created. That's a strategy that I've tweaked from other people. So if you want to think about this strategy in simple terms, it's very simply just direct ads that send people to the first step of a funnel, whether that be a VSL, whether that be a webinar, to register for a webinar, whether that be like to buy a low ticket product. It's essentially just the most bare bones, simple, direct strategy. And it's amazing. It's the number one thing I'm running right now with Ascend is the kinetic strategy. I am going to be implementing the gravity and the qualifier, but I need a little bit more content to do so, just transparently speaking. So that's why I'm making videos like this. And that's why I'm making short form videos to get those two there, because I started Ascend with very little organic content. Some of you might have a lot of organic content already, and that's where the gravity and the qualifier will absolutely blow up your fucking coaching business without making any kind of funnel whatsoever. It's fantastic. Okay. But kinetic, one of my bread and butter strategies. I love it. I also love VSL call funnels, but I've also ran webinar and low ticket funnels and a no call funnel before, and I teach all of it inside of Ascend, by the way. And then we have the Omni strategy. So the Omni strategy is a retargeting focused strategy, and the goal of it is to be essentially everywhere all at once. So when people are entering our funnel process, our ecosystem, whatever, they are getting slammed with ads that again are sending them to a specific in destination, a specific call to action to get them to take an action. Now, applying the Omni strategy is more of a, you don't have to do it, but it's one of the things that can actually really heavily influence, number one, your show up rate on your calls and your close rate. We have a 90% average show up rate and a 70% average close rate. And that's really all because of the Omni strategy. If you're struggling with getting people to, book a call, at a cheap price, show up to that call and close a lot of the back end stuff, the Omni strategy will absolutely revolutionize that for you. I can't speak good enough about it. It's one of the first ad strategies that I really kind of made my own and really like launched with full force. And it's incredible. I love that strategy. So anyway, it can be a little overwhelming with looking at all four of these different strategies, but they're really simple to understand, right? The kinetic is kind of my go-to. It's the most basic, automated, and direct ad strategy that we have. Omni is a fantastic retargeting strategy. And again, I'm only running right now kinetic to my VSL, this VSL, and then my Omni ads. I don't know why this says low results, but because it's obviously not. We've had 30 calls booked this month at $140 cost per call, which is just, good Lord, go away. There it is right there. It's just absolutely incredible. But anyway, so then the qualifier and the gravity are great ads to put on top of that, or if you'd rather have an Instagram focused strategy. So again, love it. Those are the 4 ad strategies. Again, if you want to see my ads, just go on Instagram. You're going to be hounded by them, I'm sure, and you can see what I'm running. Okay. Now let's actually go into the funnel process. So the funnel process is going to depend on where you're at with your coaching business and if you already have an existing funnel. So a lot of coaches come to us and they've already got an existing funnel. Maybe they're already doing webinars. I would much rather help you scale a webinar funnel if you're already doing one, then try to implement a low ticket funnel or try to implement a VSL call funnel or something like that, or try to do a no call funnel. Now, there are some of you who come to us and you're already doing like 1 or 200K a month and you want to do a new funnel, and that's what we help you do. So Ascend is a little bit malleable in the way that we teach funnels, because at the end of the day, all of these funnels work. The easiest and most simple is a VSL call funnel. I will say that right off the bat. And by the way, a VSL call funnel can manifest itself in multiple ways. You can use a VSL call funnel with a Instagram DM focused strategy. You do not have to just send people to a landing page like I've done with you. Okay. Now you could also run a webinar funnel. Like there's a lot of ways to run a webinar funnel. Some people, I like doing a little bit more, transient webinars. So I'm not doing one every single week, but we have clients who do them every single week, sometimes every single month. Especially warm webinars are absolutely incredible to run. These are something I'm going to implement with Ascend as well. Now, something I did implement with Ascend and with my other program was a low ticket funnel, and I love low ticket funnels. They're not the best for upfront cash flow, but they are great for longer term, very, very, very profitable high ticket sales. So if you're at the stage right now where you're only at like 5 to 50K a month, I actually would not recommend a low ticket funnel. Low ticket funnels are more what I recommend for people, number one, again, who already have one, or if you're already at like the 100K a month and you really just want to have a secondary funnel to run parallel to your main funnel, then a low ticket funnel is fantastic. And then finally, we have the no call funnel. not doing sales calls is very attractive for a lot of people. However, if there's a coach out there that's like, you don't have to run sales calls, blah, 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 they don't have your best interest in mind, okay? Because a no-call funnel, no matter how you spin it, requires a fuckload of organic content. And I mean an absolute fuckload of trust assets, sales assets, organic content, and you need to be good on video. You need to have a lot of experience on video, and you need to have a fuck ton of case studies for a no-call funnel to work. A no-call funnel you can honestly run a no-call funnel with any of the other funnels. You can run a VSL no-call funnel. You can run a webinar no-call funnel. You can run a low-ticket no-call funnel. But I will tell you, it takes longer to get those closes. Those closes are more expensive than just having a sales team, okay? And like I said, you need a fuck ton of organic content to do so. And you need to be good on video because you're doing a lot of video selling. So no call funnels are great if you have all those things in place, but if you don't, suck it up and do calls. Okay, that's my best advice. Now, we will talk about how to make these sales calls more of enrollment calls here in a sec. But in general, I would recommend for most of you, do some type of call funnel, whether you are sending people through a VSL or you're sending people through a webinar or you're sending people through a low ticket funnel. Okay, but for the most of you, I would recommend a very simple call funnel. Just very simple call funnel. That is the easiest way to get to 100K a month. Okay. Now let's keep moving forward. Now, again, we're sending these ads, depending on the strategy, we're sending the ads to our funnel and or our Instagram. On Instagram, obviously, we're sending them to the DMs because we want to have a DM conversation with them. And then from there in the DMs, we're not necessarily booking calls. We're actually sending them back to the VSL. So you can call this like a warm welcome sequence or whatever. But in general, we want everybody to watch the VSL or the webinar. Okay. No matter if it's a call funnel, low ticket funnel, whatever, we want them to watch a sales asset just like you're watching right now. Okay. That explains what you do. It could be a VSL or a webinar. That's up to you. Okay. Now, organic content also feeds into the VSL or webinar. It can also feed in Instagram DMs, but I didn't feel like drawing all that out. So anyway, we have a very specific organic strategy. It's called reverse organic. And basically the way that reverse organic works, the whole mindset behind it, is you don't make content to go viral. You make content to nurture people who come from your ad strategies. Okay. That's the entire basis behind reverse organic. Okay. So the way that we do that is we make long form YouTube videos, podcasts as well, and stories. Okay. YouTube and podcasts, kind of the same thing, stories and story highlights. And then you have a social media manager if you want to kind of outsource that. That's what I did. Okay. But basically we're focusing a whole lot on long form, and then we usually automate the short form process. Now you can make manual short form content, but in general, I prefer long form content. People usually will engage with it a whole lot more as far as watch time. And it's a really, really easy way to make people pre-sold, right? Now, short form is fantastic to use in ads, but you don't have to post a lot of short form content to do really, really well with any of this, okay? In fact, like I said, I've made several $1 million in my other coaching business, and I'm going to with Ascend without a ton of short form content because I just don't believe that you need it, okay? So anyway, that's our reverse organic strategy, just like a quick touch on that. And then for the VSL, I do like to have a longer type of VSL, but if you're selling to a very rich demographic, it's actually really, really good to have a shorter VSL, somewhere between like 8 and 12 minutes. I don't follow a script. As you can see, I'm kind of just ranting right now and going through the motions. But I prefer longer VSLs. It's just me personally. I do prefer to talk a little bit about price in the VSL. So I'll mention price a little bit later for Ascend. But I don't like to actually mention a true full price, because then when I change the price, and I will change the price, I don't want to have to remake the VSL every single time. So I mentioned a general price, but actually my application talks about price a little bit more. And then obviously on the back end, whenever, we manually send you the confirmation page, there's a whole, like you see the up-to-date pricing, you see the whole offer stack, you see everything. Okay. It's also very proof focused. So we dive into a lot of proof on the VSL, obviously, because that's super important, but that's how we do a VSL. Same thing with a webinar, right? Now, we obviously send people to an application to book a call. This is where we have the second part of the Omni strategy, which is the email side. So we have the ads and the email side. Now, the email sequence itself is built on high value. I'm not going to mention too much about it because I don't want to give away too much sauce, but the email sequence, it's not your standard show up to the call or whatever else, like reminder for your call, it's in 24 hours, your call's in 1 hour. We don't do that shit with the Omni email sequence. It is specifically to answer frequently asked questions, overcome objections, and make sure people show up pre-framed to the call. That's the most important part. Okay. So we hit them with that. And then what that does is it sends, after they apply, after they get the email sequence and all that stuff, we send them to the confirmation page. The confirmation page is a full program breakdown, price, deliverables, everything. We have video FAQ on that page as well, and we have full payment details. It is literally everything that you would cover on a sales call before the actual sales call happens. What I've seen is doing this will completely change your sales calls from sales and education to enrollment only. We have, like I said, a 90% show up rate, meaning that when people book a call and they see all this, 90% of them still show up. We have a 70% close rate on average, and we have constant DM closes because people are seeing the full offer, and a lot of them are joining before the call. So the call is an enrollment call. A lot of our calls are only like 25, 30 minutes at most because people are like, I have some questions. We ask them some questions. We're like, cool, let's go. It's so easy. And then we get cash, money in the bank. Now, as far as money, I do prefer having some sort of monthly recurring revenue. So you can structure your offer in different ways. We talk about that inside of Ascend. But there's nothing wrong with a good old PIF, good old pay in full, right? Good old 5K, 10K, 25K, you know, if you're on that higher ticket spectrum. Straight from there, right? It's fantastic. And again, if you do all of this other stuff right on the marketing side, the sales side is absolutely effortless. Okay. I love it. It's one of my favorite ways to sell. All right. Now, let's talk about fulfillment here real quick. And then we're going to dive into what it's like to work with us because I'm very excited to talk about that with you guys. So we have an auto onboard sequence. Okay. We do not do onboarding calls. Never done it. Not ever going to do it, right? We have an automated onboarding sequence. So we are not spending a fuck ton of time doing one-on-one calls. You can, totally can, but I prefer not to, right? And the way that we do it makes people fully informed on their process going through the program. And it makes people aware of how to ask questions, where to get support, how to show up to calls, all that fun stuff. Okay. From there, we send people to a course with group coaching. I prefer group coaching. We do offer one-on-one coaching, but it's obviously a whole lot more expensive. But group coaching is kind of our bread and butter. That's where most people go because you can charge somebody $5K, $6K, $7K sometimes, and just do one group call a week. As long as the material is good and the result they get from that is incredible. Now, not everybody can do that. Like I know a lot of you fitness coaches are watching this and you're like, dude, I have to do check-ins. You know, I've got to DM all these people. I've got to make meal plans. Totally get it, right? You don't have to just do one group call, right? You can do more. I'm not saying you have to just do one. I'm saying it works for me. And we have different ways that we help you inside of Ascend to determine what is best for you. Okay. But if you're just doing a lot of one-on-one coaching right now for like 3 or 5K, stop. You do not have to. We will help you get away from that because we want to make sure not only your acquisition system is good, but your back end ascension system is good, right? That's super important because we want back end sales. This is still client acquisition at the end of the day. Then we have scalable fulfillment, right? So we have paid and volunteer coaches that help us coach. We have an automated client journey with a full backend CRM that tracks everything. And we have an AI coach. We have a custom trained inside of Ascend and my other program, a Peyton bot AI that will literally, it's like talking to me one-on-one. You can, have it script things for you. You can answer questions, a whole lot of stuff the Peyton bot does. And it's absolutely incredible. And we have back-end sales. We have ascensions, continuations. We have a referral program. We do client interviews. We celebrate client wins. Again, the whole goal is to get back-end revenue, monthly recurring revenue, and ascensions as well to our higher ticket offers. So this is our entire client acquisition breakdown, right? It's a lot, I know. But the biggest, most important thing here is we focus on one funnel. The funnel that's best for you. And again, if you don't know what's best for you, book a call and we will talk about it. We'll help you. We'll do a full audit and tell you what's best for you and what we're going to focus on inside of Ascend for you. If you're already running a funnel and you want to diversify and run a different funnel, we can help you do that too. And if you're not sure what ad strategy to run, if you should run the Gravity or the Qualifier, or you just stick with Kinetic and Omni, we will help you do that too. That's the whole goal of Ascend, is to not just flood you with a bunch of fucking information and say good luck. We give you personal mentorship to tell you based on your business, based on your client, based on how much you charge, and based on what you want to do. This is what you should do. It's mentorship. It's not just a course that's just going to give you a fuckload of information and leave you wondering what you should do. Okay. That's the difference between Ascend. And we don't do any of this shit for you because we don't know your ideal clients, right? We don't know. And that's the whole reason why agencies fail, by the way. Agencies will charge you like 2 to 10K a month plus rev share a lot of times. And they'll be like, oh, we're just going to run some basic Instagram ads for you. And then you get a fuck ton of calls booked for cheap, but they're all shitty calls. None of them fucking show up. We literally have multiple clients inside of Ascend who tell us they had to get out of an agency contract because they got a fuck ton of calls booked, but none of them showed up. And then the agencies are like, no, we're not going to give you a refund because we got you calls booked. If I was an agency, all I would give a fuck about is getting you calls booked. But since I'm not, I give a fuck about you closing these people. That's why Ascend is different. I give a fuck about you making money. We give a deep fuck about our clients. And that's why we give them all of the information they need in one place, but then we tell them what information they should do. More of the right things. That's how to scale. That's what we do with Ascend. And that's how we're different. Okay, here's why most coaches never scale. They do not have certainty. To scale properly, you need certainty that your brand and ads are going to attract ideal clients. Your ads are going to have a higher chance of success than failure. That your pricing is not too low or too high. That your VSL or your webinar is actually going to convert clicks into book calls, right? Certainty that your calls will show up and that you're doing the right things to get those calls to show up. Certainty that you can close those calls at a high rate. Certainty that your team is structured properly for profit. That's what I was going to say. But also that they're doing the right things efficiently. Make sure you don't have too big of a team or too small of a team. Making sure that everything is lean so you are high profit. That's the goal. I don't want you to make $100,000 and spend $100,000. I want you to make $100,000 and profit 90. Like that's what I want for you. Not saying it's possible, or I'm not saying that will happen, but it is possible. Okay. And then lastly, certainty that you're doing any of this right in the first place. Right? I already showed you my proof, but I'm going to show you a little bit more proof, right? This is my Plecto. Okay. This is a data reporting software. I don't use this anymore, just transparently speaking, because I've gone in-house for my data reporting. But this is one of my best months in my other program. I'm going to blow this out of the water with Ascend, by the way. First month, we're at $80,000. I will blow this out of the water. But look at this, 152K revenue. Ad spend was 16,000, 9.1x return on investment. And this month we actually had a lower close rate than usual. I don't know what happened this month, but we had a lower close rate than usual. 50%, usually we're at 70%. As you can see, it went down. Show up rate was a little bit lower, 88%, a little bit lower than our 90%. But look at this. We had 45 calls taken. We closed 22 of them. We had a cost per call in ad spend of $372, but we made on average $3,391 per call. This is what certainty looks like. I had a 3-person team, 3 people. I had a closer, I had a setter, I had a social media manager. That's it. 3-person team. This is what I want for you. You have 2 options. Number 1, you can try to implement this all yourself. You're not going to learn anything that I teach on your own, by the way. You can learn how to do like a generic ad campaign and a generic call funnel, whatever. You're not going to learn how we do it. You're not going to learn how we tie in branding and how we tie in high impact messaging. You're not going to learn our ad strategies. You're not going to learn our follow-up strategies. But you can try this all on your own if you want to. I mean, good fucking luck. Like you can. Some of you will, and you'll have success. And I'm very glad for you. I'm very happy. But you're going to face trial and error. You're going to be guessing. You're going to be wasting time in ad spend when you could have been making money. And nobody's going to be in your corner telling you if you're doing it right or not. Or B, you can scale your coaching business with predictability, clarity, and certainty. And that's what I want to give you inside of Ascend. Here's what we do inside of Ascend. We help coaches hit consistent 100K months with high profit and low workload using meta ads and a proven client acquisition system that is custom tailored to your coaching program. I am not the type of coach that's going to say everybody needs to run this specific type of funnel because it's not true. It doesn't work like that. Every business is different. What we do is we give you our expertise on what we know is going to work best for you based on, again, your niche, your offer, your price, your ideal clients, the way that you want to sell, your team structure, and what you have already. We will help you make the most money the fastest with what you already have with minimal effort to build new things. Here's how we do that. We do this in 5 ways. We have 5 playbooks. We have $1 Million Brand. Brand essentially is what people remember about you. It's how different you are from everybody else in the industry. So in Million Dollar Brand, we teach you how to disrupt your industry and only attract perfect clients. None of this matters. Your funnel doesn't matter. Your ads don't matter. Your back-end selling systems don't matter if the people on the front end with your messaging are shit leads. If you attract brokies, if you attract people that you don't want to work with, none of this matters. So brand is the first thing that we cover. Then we dive into $1 Million ads. Actually, this is switched. I don't know why this is $1 Million ads first, but we actually dive into funnels first. So anyway, we dive into $1 Million funnels from there. From top to bottom, we will optimize your current funnel or help you build a new one to get high quality clients who want your offer, right? Again, through any funnel structure that you want or that we deem is best fit for you. And we will give you our advice on that. Okay. Like I said, we have made millions of dollars, and my business partner, Zach, has made millions of dollars in his programs doing different types of funnels, VSL call funnels, Instagram funnels, low ticket to high ticket, webinars. We've done it all. We know what works and we know how to optimize it. And our clients are doing all of them too. So we are up to date on every strategy versus you paying $10K for a coach who just teaches you one. I mean, come on. Right? Then we dive into $1 Million ads. You will learn all 4 of our ad strategies and how to make really fucking amazing ads that don't blend in with everybody else in the marketplace. These will be fully unique, creative ads that are you. And we will teach you how to go through your Instagram and find your existing highest quality content, that's right, to run ads that way, especially with our content focused ad strategies. Those are incredible for existing content you already have. You could literally right now take some of your existing content. We will help you do that and build an entire call funnel around it and help you scale, right? That I love $1 Million ads. Again, I've been an ads coach for a long time. I've been running meta ads since literally like 2012, right? I've been doing this for a long time. I know how ads work, and we are the best in the industry when it comes to meta ads. So just throwing that out there. Okay. Now, $1 Million sales. My business partner, Zach, who, if you book a call, you will be chatting with, built a $3 million coaching business on high ticket sales. Zach teaches our $1 Million sales playbook, and he will tell you everything from how to pre-call or how to pre-sell people before the call. I actually teach part of that too. How to ask really good questions on the calls, how to overcome objections on the calls, how to create a referral frenzy, and how to close more of your people. Our 90% close rate was Zach. Zach was a closer in my other program. And now he's our head of sales and one of our head coaches. We actually only have 2 people. It's just me and him. So he is a co-head coach, right? He teaches this and it's incredible. He will show you how he had a 90% close rate, which is wild, and how he averaged a 70% close rate. Crazy, right? And then finally, he also teaches $1 Million teams, how to hire, train, and lead a lean team to keep profit high and workload low. We have a good amount of people who join Ascend who are already at scale and who just want to learn how to lean out their team so they make more profit and they can scale farther. Okay. Those are the 5 playbooks. Now, we also have actual resources. We have a Peyton AI that I mentioned, right? We have a whole bunch of tracking softwares and resources in here, data trackers, KPIs, a whole bunch of team stuff, right? Back-end automations and stuff that we help you set up to make sure everything is automated. And with a program structure, we don't just give you a course. We give you community support. We give you weekly coaching in our base. We have one-on-one mentorship. We have a mastermind, and you get lifetime access to everything that you join. Okay? It's pretty fucking crazy. So if you want more information, apply and book a call. I will tell you, it is several $1,000s, right? We have a 4 and a 5-figure investment. It's depending on what you want to do. Okay. Now, like I said, full pricing will be sent to you after you fill out the application, you book a call. Again, fill out the application with actual information, because if you fill it out with fake information, you're not going to get sent anything. I don't know why I have to tell you that, but people do. Okay. Apply and book a call. You'll immediately be able to book a call. You'll be able to chat with Zach, right? He'll break down everything for you. We'll do a full audit of your coaching business and tell you what you need to focus on, what you don't, and then give you a game plan to scale from there. All right, my friends. So again, go through our proof. Go through the rest of my YouTube videos too if you want to, if you want to learn more about what we do. But in general, go ahead, apply and book a call, and I will see you inside of Ascend. Thank you for watching this video.